going on, people? This is Lanre. I'm here with Shel-B GT Starzztoronto, getting exclusive. Peace.
Hi, this is Starztoronto, and I'm Shel-B GT, and we're here with Lanre, and he's putting out his book, 27th Letters, for his official book launch on August 14th at Lula Lounge. So he's very excited about this. The book has been out for a year, right? Correct?
Came out in April.
Okay, and do you want to give a brief overview of what the book is about and what inspired you? I mean, obviously on the back it says, an imprisoned father's words to his little girl. So you can get in a little bit more detail for the people wondering.
So yeah, in 2002 I got incarcerated, and my daughter was like a year and a half at that point, and got sentenced to a life sentence. Life as they call it. So yeah, my daughter was a year and a half when I got incarcerated back in 2002, and first few months I was able to maintain some type of contact with her, but by 2004 he was close to me, and he suggested I start writing her, and she was like around 3 or something, three at that point, and I was skeptical about it, but because I wasn't too sure how her mom would react to reading, because she'd have to read it for her.
Because she's 3, she can't read herself,
exactly.
Of course.
So, but in 2005, December, she's a New Year's baby.
Okay.
So December 27th, 2005, that's the first letter I wrote.
And you started writing the 27th of every month.
Yeah, that's why it's called the 27th Letters.
Of course.
And, you can check out the book on 27thletters.com. You get a chance to get more in-depth about the book on the site.
So basically, this is basically your journey from 2002 to 2010 you were released.
Yeah.
He was actually acquitted of all charges.
Yeah, I won my appeal. Not acquitted, but I pled to a lesser charge.
Okay.
So
you won your appeal, time served.
Yeah, time served in April 2010. And then
you were reunited with your daughter.
Yeah, that was
Tatiana.
Yeah, Tatiana. I mean, when she's 15 now, she's a big girl. It's crazy, But we're making up for lost time, so I'm grateful for the time I have with her now. But I'm pretty sure the letters did a lot.
Resonated.
I had a lot to do with that. And mentally, it helped me too. While I was incarcerated, it helped me channel a lot of issues that I might have had,
Well, you could vent, and what better way to let your daughter know who you are
for sure
than to let her experience what you're going through when she may not understand.
Yeah.
And I think the wonderful thing about writing the book and explaining your journey is also when she's even older, because she is 15, but I mean, even when she has her own children and she looks back on it and will be able to really appreciate it.
And that's I was talking about that before, that at this point she's probably she sees the letters for what it is, but until she has her own children and moving on in life as she gets older, then that's when she gets a full understanding and appreciation for the book. That would be really neat at that point too, because then it's a new beginning for her too.
Well, she might go through and come up to you and be like, "Dad, I read this part and I just wanted to ask some questions and stuff."
Yeah. Reading truly was just for me to just let her know about my perspective in regards to certain things, because I didn't really know what the future held for me. Like I said, I was serving my life sentence, as they call it. And,
so you were uncertain about your own future while you were going through this journey.
Yeah.
And you were fighting for your freedom.
Yeah.
And you represented yourself, as I understand.
No, not at this point. Not at this point. I haven't gone to the Moorish stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Back then, I still used a legal beagle, as they call it.
A legal beagle.
Lawyer.
The dump truck.
But yeah, pretty much. But my case, we get a chance, you can go on my YouTube page, 1206 Studio, and check out the story before the story. I get into in depth of what happened that day, and my situation, I shouldn't have gotten the time I got.
Of course.
Like, the system is whack, straight up. So it is a big business, but it is what it is. So.
Well, that actually brings me to something else I wanted to touch base with you. Just one of the stories that was going on with the lady Corrine Bane.
Corrine
Gaines. I personally was touched by the story, just myself, because I have children, and just seeing obviously an escalation on the internet of innocent so-called black. I know you say you're not black, so we're gonna get into that after.
She knows herself. She knows herself.
So I've been seeing a lot of that on the internet. So has everybody. There's been a lot of controversy. This one seemed probably to be a little worse because it was an ongoing. We've seen the video that was released afterwards, but had actually happened before her death, of her in the car. And they were trying to pull her out of her car. Now, my thing was, there's a lot of different views about it. A lot of people say, you know, she was wilding out, and, you know, she was a little too crazy and whatever. But I thought, like that what we've talked about is that she actually did know her rights to a certain degree.
Yes,
And she was using the legal language, which is actually what she was trying to portray to the officers. Can you go a little bit into depth of why what she did was wrong, but why what she did was right?
Yeah, even the word legal, you know, is trick. It's a trick word. You know what I mean? Because it actually means against law. But you know, with in layman's term, yeah, we're gonna go with the word legal. But she was basically doing this sovereign citizen thing, which is still puts you under jurisdiction of the state, the church, whatever you want to call it, of the police in this situation.
In their constitution.
Yeah, in their Constitution Act. But she never declared a nationality. That's why I say I'm not black, because they look at her as a black person. Status is the first issue at law, you know. So that's why, like, I rock a T-shirt that says that, you know, when I deal with this highwayman de facto government, I let them know that I'm not black. Like, I'm not. I know myself. I know who I am. My nationality is Moorish American, because this is America. You know, I know people want to think it's Canada, but
it's North America.
It's North America, so let's get real. And
we're on the American continent in the world.
Yeah, so there's a lot of misinformation that I grew up on. We all grew up on, but now we're in the knowing age. You know what I mean? We just left the Pisces era, now we're in the Aquarius era. So you see the Aquarius is the guy with the water, and so the water symbolizes knowledge. So whether you like it or not, the knowledge is coming, is hitting your face, and that's what happened with Corrine Bane. She got the knowledge, but she wasn't in a proper person to operate. And that's what happened with her.
She may have not completely understood the knowledge that she had learned in order to make it better for her, effective,
safely, so that, to, you know,
to diffuse the situation and get out of it alive.
And the fact that she's a woman made it a big deal, because the main thing for the system is that they don't want the women to wake up. If it's one thing, one couple of guys wake up, it's the women, because the women are the ones that set the tone. Like, they're the one that carry the children and whatnot. So if you have a woman that knows herself, her seeds are obviously gonna know
themselves as well.
And you know, so all that stuff that happened with Corrine is really to scare the women not into knowing themselves. But you can't get scared, because like I mentioned
and she
before,
actually said that to her son in the car during the traffic stop. She said, "Do not be afraid." And do not cry.
Because she knew within her
she knew
herself,
what was
like,
going to happen.
Spiritually, she knew, but like I said, on the status level, she wasn't in the proper person, you know. But like I said, the whole thing with Corrine Bane is basically for the women to scare the women. She represented something, no matter what she was doing. Let's say she worked in a post office, she worked in a bakery. If she had that type of attitude and she worked amongst men, a lot of men get scared and intimidated. So they plot on it. And you already know the police department is run by, it's an old boys club. So you have this so-called black person on 1 strike, woman 2 strike, and you have children too. You know, so it's that they had no choice but to really kill her. So so it's crazy. But if you know yourself and you're in the proper status, these things won't happen to you, because you wouldn't get emotionally charged up like she did. Because that's one thing that worked against her, and even me myself, I'm still learning to deal with that.
Of course,
because we grew up a certain way. So
emotions, just in general, if you can't control them, and I mean, let's be honest, women seem to be portrayed as more emotional than men in certain situations. And I mean, we have to learn to control that, which I think you're right. Society's just even waking up to that. You know, I mean, it has a lot to do with how we're all brought up, and the way that the media is portraying everything is like, oh my gosh, this, oh my gosh, stuff that doesn't even really matter.
Exactly. They'll tell you about that person's sex tape and that person this, that person that.
But they won't talk about how they are now able to drain North America's Great Lakes, which is a natural source of fresh water, one of the biggest in the world, if not. And America.
But
they won't talk about that.
But that's part of miseducation, because they won't tell you that so-called countries are really corporations.
Of course.
So they operate in business. So that's business right there.
Well,
you know
even when you have a child as a woman and you are registering your child, there is a birth registry that comes from the hospital in which you can still acquire payment for jobs. You do not have to go out and get a so-called SIN number or birth certificate. As soon as you do that, you are actually considered a number in the Corporation of Britain. This is in Canada, under British rule, and they basically pay you every month. Baby bonus, or whatever you want to call it now, is actually because you have now subdued yourself or been submissive to their law, and they're paying you off in pennies, may I add.
Yeah.
And they own your children.
Yeah. Me, I reserve my rights. Like anything when it does with the corporations, down to my children's quote unquote birth certificate, I reserve my rights. Me and my empress reserve our rights on that. Meaning,
well, even bills.
We put all rights reserved, just like a corporation have all rights reserved. On my signature, before I sign anything, I put all rights reserved, then I sign over it. You know what I mean? Just because I know we're dealing with corporations.
Well, and even with certain bills, that as soon as it goes to the agencies, and a lot of people will call back, they'll ask you, is this your account? Is this your name? These agencies that come collect the bills, right? And they'll ask you, and as soon as you think you're just, telling them,
answering your question,
but as soon as you admit that the bill, yes, that they are trying to collect is in your name, and you were in fact the owner of that account number, then you automatically you're basically admitting guilt.
And this is the thing. Again, with miseducation, they don't teach us this. The person you are on paper, and your natural person who you are. Basically, like just
your natural being and national.
Yeah, and then your corporation. So they don't teach us about that. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, the information is there now. It's up to you to go look it up. You could go to willofallah.com. That's one of my homies' website. It's the Grand Sheikh of the Temple up here in Canaan Land, in Toronto, Ontario Territory. So check out that website. You get some this rvbay.com. So there's lots of information out there. Look up Starzz Bey. Like, oh man, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of information being given to the people. So it's up to you to apply it, because we're in the Truman Show era.
Well, that's the hard part, is the application. So once you actually, even me, like, I get
certain things.
And I'm just saying, like, I have 2 children, so obviously they have birth certificates. I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't privy to the information before I did that, but I mean, I understand it.
But there's things you could, do to protect yourself. Like I said, it's just even as simple as reserving your rights when you sign on papers that belong to the corporation.
Contracts.
These are things we need to know. Like
you're
always you're always everything's always on record. So just remember that. Don't think anything's off record. It'll be used against you. So you gotta make sure you know who you're talking to. You're talking to people.
Just like they say, everything will and can be used against you.
Pretty much.
And
pretty much.
Nowadays, I don't even think they're saying that. They're just cuffing people and killing people, and
because they know, like, there's the difference between who you are as a natural person, a national person, and the corporation. If all you know is corporation, it puts you under. It
puts you in a box, and that's where
they could kill you.
Gaines kind of went wrong. Anyway, I wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, for sure.
So 27th letters. Please go to Lula Lounge. And what time does it start, the event?
Yeah, the event, Lula Lounge, 1585
August 14th.
Yeah, August 14th, Sunday, August 14th, 1585 Dundas Street West, Toronto. The show starts at 9, doors open at 8, and we're not on this quote-unquote black people time. Like, we're on point. Everything's gonna be on point.
9 p.m.
Yes.
Doors open at 8 p.m.
There's a lot of acts. I got an act from a special guest from Montreal coming out. Billo the Kid, who's gonna be repping for the real city. And then the other acts is Dennis Kami, M3G, GSC, Jade Cyrus, Chop Z.
And we also have Nia Singh.
Yeah, Nia Singh is hosting, and Abina Sam is hosting. Iron Sheik is also on the bill. Roots K is also on the bill. Beast is also on the bill. Mikey G, hope you're feeling better, fam. See you on Sunday. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think I got Ethics and Primo. Almost forgot them.
Okay.
They're doing their thing too. Ethics and Primo, you know. So and oh yeah, and Asim.
Wow, so there's going to be a lot of performers. It's going to be great. So go check that out.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you for having this interview.
Thank you for,
We're going to
time for me.
continue to maybe follow up and do some other conscious streams if that's cool.
For sure. Hit me
A
up.
little
hit me up.
Starztoronto knowledge for people.
Yeah. This is for your head back. You know what I mean? That pineal gland that's calcified. You need to decalcify that, so the information just melts that.
We got to break it down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just melts that away. Fire.
Okay.
See y'all on Sunday. Make sure you come out.
27th letters. Shel-B
Peace.
GT, Starztoronto.